Hi, I'm Andrew Berman from the Mortgage News Network, coming to you from the M&N Studios here in New York. With me today, I've got John Gibson, who's Senior Vice President, Head of Wholesale for Caliber Home Loans. John, thank you for joining us.
Andrew, thanks for having me. Excited to be here again.
Always great having you with us. Listen, you're one of the companies I call heroes to mortgage brokers. You guys do a lot to support the mortgage broker community. You've just made some recent announcements. I want to talk about that. And it's all these recent announcements are based on what you call the 5 pillars of mortgage brokers, right?
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, at Caliber, obviously, look, the wholesale channel, we're dedicated to the mortgage broker space. We actually we're going to end up being the second largest lender in the space again this year. And yeah, we think that there's 5 core principles of why our business partners like doing business with Caliber.
So tell us what are the 5 core principles or pillars, I think, as you call them. What are they?
Yeah, I think you start off one with the product set, right? Like, besides just offering your standard conventional government, we also, as a full service national lender, we were on the forefront of offering the non-agency product, right? So those borrowers or those transactions for our clients that for just whatever reason didn't fit the agency box, we were on the forefront, we rolled it out, we continue to evolve that. So I think that's an important part when you're looking at who you're doing business with as a wholesaler. Do they have viable options for you to continue to grow your business? So that would be one.
Product, boom, got to have that.
Yep, absolutely. Second one is purchase-driven strategy. You and I have talked about this before.
Yeah.
I've been at Caliber now for 7 years. And even though we lived through a very steady stream of refis, Caliber was always focused on our clients' purchase book because that's your repeat business, right? Like your referral relationships from your realtors. So we're up to about 82% of what we do is a purchase. And we get a lot of that volume from clients because they know one thing and one thing for sure is we close loans.
Fantastic. So that's 2. What's number 3?
So the third one is I like to talk about our operations. I think it's best in class. I would put it up against anybody's. And I think a unique strategy that we've employed is we haven't used a centralized approach here. We regionalize our operation centers. They are out in the marketplace, expertise in the marketplace where our mortgage brokers, our partners, business is being done. So we think that's been one of our strengths as we've grown over the last 7 years.
Yep, it's a very important thing to brokers. They don't want the centralized. They love this approach. So that's 3. What's 4?
So 4, I mean, to me, this is really number 1. I think without a doubt, our sales force is best in class. And when I say that, I think a couple things. One, we have some of the most tenured, experienced AEs in the marketplace working at Caliber on behalf of their business partners. And again, we regionalize those. They are in the local marketplaces. They're walking through the client's door. And I think we specialize in, the loans that maybe need a little bit higher touch, right? Like the more difficult transactions. I have, without a doubt, the best sales force in the industry that's localized, deployed in the marketplace. They understand the market. They're in the trenches with the mortgage broker.
Yeah, because it's almost like the Caliber has this like partnership mentality. It's not like these are just clients of yours, but this is a partnership. To put more borrowers in homes, which kind of actually that leads right into the fifth pillar here. That's which I think is an extension of that partnership. Talk a little bit about the 5th pillar.
Yeah, Andrew, and you hit it right on the head, right? It's a partnership. We can literally not do what we do at Caliber without our business partners, and we respect that. We understand that they have choices, right? We're not the only player in the game from a wholesale perspective, so we honestly appreciate that partnership. And look, to your point, before we talk about the 5th pillar, we closed over 83,000 loans last year, and that means 83,000 times we helped a broker provide financing for a borrower that hopefully turns into a repeat customer for life, which leads me right into what you're talking about, the 5th pillar. Yeah. I'm really excited. We've been on this mantra now about our Reconnect program. Since Caliber services over 96% of the loans we do, we have the ability to keep the broker's borrower in touch with them. So what we do through a bunch of proprietary systems here at Caliber is we make sure that when it would appear that there's some financial or mortgage needs that the borrower may need or the client may need, that we put them back in touch with their original broker. And I can tell you, I'm proud, life to date. Look, we got a long way to go, right? We're evolving the program. We're enhancing it. We're getting more timely with the referrals and of the leads back to the broker. But I'm here to tell you, since we really ramped it up in the beginning of this year, we've passed over 47,000 clients back to their broker. So
47,000.
47,000.
It's huge. Wow.
Clients got passed back to the broker that originated that loan and closed it with Caliber. If that doesn't scream partnership, I don't know what does.
I agree. So listen, but when you come up actually, and these opportunities come back up, and you see actually, okay, some event triggered actually some notifications that, all right, broker, you got to call this borrower. They're looking for whatever. But tell me actually, do you help the brokers? Tell them what to say when they're making those phone calls, because listen, sometimes it could be an awkward conversation. Wait, how do you know I'm doing that? You know, so do you talk the brokers through and give them the resources?
Yeah, you know what, Andrew? It's a great question, and we realized that right in the beginning of the program, right? It's not just about making sure that the borrower stays in contact with the broker, but it's also helping educate the broker on what does that conversation need to look like, right? And look, here's what I'll tell you. You and I have talked about this before. I think if you're a mortgage broker, without a doubt, the single best way to continue doing business and getting new loans is to stay in contact with your borrower base, right? Like at the end of the day, you can focus on new relationships like realtors and builders and financial planners that can refer you to new loans. But the single best resource that any loan officer has is their past borrowers. And at the end of the day, this is an extension of that, right? Let's keep them in touch with their past borrowers. And what we've tried to take is more of an educational approach, right? Like when you get this referral from Caliber, it's not a phone call to the borrower necessarily to say, hey, da-da-da-da. It is more of, I'm John Gibson with Gibson Mortgage. I told you that I was going to be your financial partner for life when it comes to mortgages. I know we closed 6 months ago. I know we closed a year ago. I'm calling for a checkup call, right? Yeah. Like, at the time, we put you in a program that satisfied your needs. You were purchasing a home and you did an FHA loan. It's a year later. Have your needs changed? Do we need to sit down and have a discussion on what your financial needs are related to the mortgage and do what I call an overall mortgage checkup? And at the end of the day, that's how we've tried to position it with our brokers when we're training them. Just you're educating your borrower and you're realistically doing what you know you want to do and what you should be doing, which is staying in touch with your past clients.
Awesome. You're giving them lots of resources to kind of further that partnership, make sure the brokers are staying in touch with their borrowers. John, thank you so much for taking the time out of the day to meet with us again.
Yeah, Andrew, thanks. Always good talking to you, brother.
All right. Now, I'm Andrew Berman from the Mortgage News Network. Thank you for watching.